If you know me, you'll know that I like Star Fox. And my favorite game in the series, along with approximately 98.26 in population, is Star Fox 64 for the N64. And to show my love for the series and this game in particular, I'm going to compile a list of what I think are the top 10 Star Fox 64 levels. Everyone ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's break it down.
Number 10, Corneria. Corneria is the best level in the game.
Yep, you pretty much have it. Yeah, that's, number 1. So, it's the end of the video. You can, go away and, just,
Okay, what I mean to say is that's the best designed in the game. It has tons of mission variety, a good steeping in difficulty, cool objectives, and 2 boss battles, the only level in the game that gives that option. So basically, yes, Corneria is the best level in the game. However, its major problem comes with the fact that it's the first mission. And because it's the first mission, that means that you have to play it every single time you want to play a new round. This eventually means that even though it is very well designed, you get sick and tired of it because you have to play it every single time. And that's the only reason why this is so low on the list, because after a while you kind of get too used to it. Still a really fun stage to play though. Number 9, Pacino or Fortuna. You see, there's an interesting story behind that though. It turns out that the original title for the planet in Japanese was Pacino. However, in the translation it was accidentally translated into Fortuna. Now, Fortuna is a planet in the Star Fox universe, but it's not the ice planet presented in Pacino. In fact, it is a tropical lush environment seen in both the original Star Fox on the SNES and in Star Fox Assault for the first mission. This was corrected in the 3DS remake where it is actually correctly translated. But anyway, onto the stage itself. Why did I include this on this list? Well, the main reason being this is the stage where you fight Star Wolf. Let's see, you got Wolf, who may or may not have known Fox's father at some point. Leon, who while having a smooth and suave exterior, turns out might actually have some mental issues as showcased in later games. Pigma, who is a traitor to the Star Fox team, which makes him even worse, is also one of the most evil characters in the entire Star Fox universe, maybe even more so than Andross himself. I mean, jeez. Listen to some of this guy's dialogue, for crying out loud.
Daddy screamed real good before he died.
Well, jeez, dude. And finally, Andrew, who is Andross's nephew, and, other than that, really has no place in this. It's just kinda there. And he's a racist.
Stick to the pond, Froggy.
And this is also where they get many of their famous, or should I say, infamous lines of dialogue.
Can't let you do that, Star Fox. You'll be seeing your dad soon, Fox. What the heck? Annoying bird. I am the great Leon. Happy. Long time no see. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. No way. I don't believe it. Uncle Andross.
Good times. There are other stages where you fight Star Wolf, but I felt that this one was the most iconic, seeing as everyone remembers it as the first time they ever encountered Star Wolf, and it had a cool bomb thread along to go with it. Plus the visuals on the outside of the ice world were pretty nice too. Number 8, the Asteroid Field, also known as Media. I like this level for a few reasons. Firstly, it has a warp zone and it's always fun seeing that trippy environment. It has a good build up to the enemies, some cool power-ups, and some neat set pieces like the boulders crushing in, or the groups of enemies towards the end, or the giant asteroids that you fly through. There are also moments of quiet time interspersed with all the action, which I definitely appreciate. Overall, this is just a really fun level or a second mission, and definitely one that I enjoy playing a lot. Number 7, Titania. Being one of the few planets that returned from the original Star Fox, Titania also has the fact that it has one of the most interesting mission objectives in the entire game. That objective actually being a rescue mission for one of the Star Fox crewmates, Slippy. You see, if you don't defeat the Spyborg in Sector X fast enough, then Slippy will try to offer his, services in the fight, only to get hit and crash land on Titania. This means you have to swap out your R-Wing for a Landmaster, one of 2 levels in the game to do this. I find the Landmaster always gives a good change of pace, as instead of barrel rolls or flips, you now have boosters to lift you off the ground, which I always appreciate a good change of pace in games like this. I also appreciate the very Mars-like textures. It definitely has its own look in the place of the Star Fox universe. For anyone interested in Star Fox beyond the games, I recommend Star Fox Beware Beloved Falco, the comic. It's a manga set in between the events of Star Fox 64 and Star Fox Adventures, and it's also set on Titania, which is why I'm bringing it up now. It's definitely a good read, and I recommend it for anyone interested in the backstory for Falco or his past. I feel I should also mention that the boss of this level, the Gorass, is one of the most disgusting and vile creatures in Star Fox. I mean, look at it. You shoot at its heart when it opens up its ribcage. Now that's just gross. Number 6, Macbeth. No, not that Macbeth. I'm speaking of the level with the train, the other Landmaster section. For me, this level beat out Titania for a couple of reasons. The first of these reasons being that I think Macbeth has more varied terrain. Whereas Titania has mostly no buildings or architecture to speak of, Macbeth has tunnels and tracks and lots of interesting things that I think help add variety to the level. The other aspect is the train motif. This definitely adds another level of intrigue, as if you can score a bomb and destroy any of the train cars, you can score some pretty massive points. This level also features an appearance from Cat if you happen to be coming from Onus. Other than that, pretty much everything I said for Titania goes for this level also. It offers a nice change of pace from the R-Wing, and it's definitely a welcome change for me. I just overall think this is a more fun level than Titania. Oh, and there's one more thing that definitely put this over the edge. And that, my friends, is this.
Okay, stop it!
Classic. Just classic. Number 5, Venom #1. Upon completing the boss level, you are greeted to an absolute barrage of enemies. Holy crap! You better hope you still have some bombs ready, because you, my friend, are going to need them. This is where you get to see the true might and power of Andross's army, as he just sends waves after waves of enemies at you. Another highlight of this level is there are tons of branching paths, each one teaming up with a different member of the team and different enemy types along to go with it. My favorite part, though, has to be the homages to the original Star Fox with the giant beams coming in from the sky. It definitely reminds me of the SNES game a lot, and I definitely appreciate that they were kind enough to homage the classic games. I should also mention that the boss, 2 of them in fact, one that's a giant mech golem that's pretty fun, if a little dangerous for your wings, and Andross himself, are both pretty fun in their own right, and I definitely enjoy playing them. Finishing off in a dramatic confrontation with Andross, Fox and crew make away from Venom, a job well done. But is it though? Number 4, Venom #2. Oh come on now, you didn't really think that I put the number 1 over this, did you? The amount of epicness oozing from this level is just too much to describe, but I'm gonna try anyway. Immediately upon entering the surface, you're greeted by Starwolf, but this time new and improved with better ships and better AI. Getting these guys nets you 50 points each. Wow, I didn't know these guys were that important. But after that, you go deep into the bowels of Venom. Bowels. Anyway, after a long tunnel sequence, by the way, in order to get the maximum, the order is left, right, right. Just thought I'd throw that in there. You confront Andross himself. Not a fake robot like in Venom 1, but the real deal, as evidenced by his, brain.
Only I have the brains to rule my life.
Anyway, after you beat him into the ground, he vows that if he's going down, he's taking you with him, and explodes to try to bring the entire planet down on top of you. And all hope seems lost for our hero Fox McCloud. That is, until...
Don't ever give up, my son. Father?
Yes, your father, the long-thought dead James McCloud, comes to your aid. What follows is an escape that only Star Wars Episode 6 can match. Constantly boosting, trying to make the right turn as one wrong move will lead you to death. This is truly one of the most exhilarating moments in the game, even to this day. I tell ya, this level, man, gets me every time.
You've become so strong.
Number 3, Sector X. I think my favorite aspect about this stage is how, even though it fits into the larger narrative as a whole, it kind of is its own little story on its own. I mean, think about it. You go into an abandoned spaceport where supposedly a giant secret weapon is being built. And what do you find? Nothing. The remnants of a space station. It's been destroyed. Someone got there before you. But who or what could have done all this damage? There's a real sense of atmosphere with this level, which is something that other levels tend to lack. Atmosphere. And what do you get at the end of this? It turns out that the culprit, the one behind all this wreckage, is the weapon itself! Aside from the very well-placed subplot, if you will, this level also has many other things to offer. A large number of enemies, an appearance by Bill if you come from Katina, and an appearance from the Warp Zone all help cement Sector X as my number 3 choice. Number 2, Zonus. Okay, let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. Yes, this level has tons of enemies, 250 for the medal limit, which is one of the highest in the game. Tons of free points in the form of the spotlights, not to mention cool music and an appearance from a new character, Cat. The only real problem with this stage that I have is that the boss relies mostly on physical attacks, which can be very nerve-wracking if you're playing in expert mode. But what I really love about this level is its look at warfare and how destructive it can be. Still not sure what I mean? Well, at the beginning of the level, Falco says this.
I can't believe they did it.
This quote, along with his general unhappiness during this level, has led some speculators to believe that Zonus is in fact Falco's home planet, one that I definitely agree with. The reason Falco would be so upset for his home planet is because of the pollution from the war. My guess is that Venom has been using resources so fast that they haven't given thought to the environment. Well, not that they would, I mean, they are the bad guys after all. But this goes to demonstrate that one of the bad side effects of war can be the destruction to the environment, an issue that we do face in the real world, so that makes it very potent. Could the music and general depression of this entire level be some sort of allusion to the environmental damage caused by war in the real world? Well, I'll let you be the judge of that, but for my money, I'm going with yes, and that's why it's my number 2 spot. From the moment I set out to do this list, I knew exactly what my number 1 would be. The one level with so much excitement and action that I can't wait to play it every time I turn on the game. A level that stands the test of time as one of the greatest levels in video game history. What level could I be speaking of that be so great? Well, number 1, Area 6.
I mean, just look at this. Look at all this action and tell me that doesn't get you excited to play a good level. The medal requirement for this level is 300. 300! That's more than any other level. The only one that comes close is Zonus with 250. When you play this level, you know you're on the final stretch with barrages of enemies. You're taking on Andross full head on. And this level shows it too. And that music. This level is really where you get to show your true mettle as enemies come at you from all sides. This is also probably what I would consider to be the hardest level next to Venom 1 and 2. Every time I play this stage, I always get a sense of grandeur and space opera that Star Fox has always been really good at achieving. Every time I play around a Star Fox 64, I always look forward to coming to this level. It's just, I mean, look at it guys, how could you not love this level? Yep, you can tell that the developers really put their heart and soul behind this level, and that's why Area 6 is my number 1 Star Fox 64 level. And since I still have a little bit of time, I guess I'll go over all the other levels that didn't make the cut. Aquas. While I appreciate the slower pace of the level, I just find that I prefer the more fast-paced levels, which kept it off the list for me. However, the music and atmosphere on this level is superb, and it is nice to know that they're thinking of other types of playstyles besides just the fast R-Wing sections. Katina. While this level is awesome for its Independence Day reference, I just can't get behind the whole accidentally shooting down other teammates section. I don't know why, but I never seem to be able to get through the level without accidentally shooting down one of Bill's men. Plus, the medal for this level is super hard to get. It's like the hardest in the game for me personally. 150, you have to pretty much get lucky most of the time to get this medal. Solar. Like Aquas, I appreciate the change of pace. However, the fact that your shields are constantly getting drained is kind of annoying, and the lack of enemies were what kept it off the list for me. Sector Z. I think this level is very important, especially as it's placed in Star Fox history. I mean, heck, it's what represented Star Fox in the first Super Smash Bros. However, I just find this level to be a little bit too challenging, and if you mess up once, then you're pretty much doomed to go the bad ending, so that's what kept it off the list for me. Sector Y. This level isn't bad, I just couldn't really find anything really memorable about it like some of the other levels. However, if this had gone beyond top 10, this could have been either 11 or 12 though, so it almost made the cut. And finally, Bols. Like Sector Y, there just wasn't enough to this level to keep me interested. I like how you are able to fight Star Wolf in another setting, while also having a unique objective in shooting the pillars. However, the fact that you're locked into the bad ending for this level is what kept it off the list for me. Now, I want everyone to know that while this is a top 10 list, there's not a single level in Star Fox 64 that I think is bad. In fact, since it's one of my favorite games of all time, I'm inclined to give it a 10 out of 10, based on my own personal bias, of course. I love replaying this game over and over and over again, trying to get all the medals, expert mode, and even multiplayer with my friends. It's a shame that they haven't had a new game since Star Fox Command on the DS, because this really is a good franchise that deserves another shot at glory. Ah yes, Star Fox 64 is one of the greats, one of the legends that will live on in gaming history as one of the pinnacles of its genre. And that is why Star Fox 64 is one of my favorite games of all time. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.